everybody calls Han Solo a bitch.
Bring him on. I prefer a straight fight to all this sneaking around.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
Oh, come on, bro. It's the wars.
Alright, so we're sitting back watching the Emmy nominations roll in for Star Wars, and we can't help but think, how are the Emmys gonna look on Zoom? This is The Wars and More. I'm Joe, and of course with me is my good buddy Doug. Hey Doug, how you doing this week?
Doing pretty good, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing alright. I see the Emmy Awards nominations coming in, and I can't help but think, like, man, I really hope people go out and get themselves a decent microphone.
Right. Yes, I understand where you're coming from here.
They don't do it in the bathroom.
Yeah. This poor sound quality thing that's happening all the time on TV now, to go along with the webcam, it's getting kind of old, isn't it?
Yeah, I get it for the people that aren't, like, into that kind of stuff, right? Like, if you're a doctor or
right,
a teacher,
yeah,
something like that, and,
yes.
and your sounds like that, sure. But when you are a major news network host,
right,
you don't have a microphone, like a good one, like
exactly,
at all.
Amazon.
I mean, like, do you not even, like, play at home with your trade? Like,
exactly. Yeah. It'll be interesting, though. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, it's no wonder why people are turning away from the news and going to podcasts.
Yeah, there is that.
Podcasters actually try.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, this is not about how bad they sound on the news.
Right. But I am going to be interested to see how these things, like award shows, we're going to be, a few months here, we're going to be heading into award show season. Is that what you call it? And it'll be interesting to see how they go now, because, we're used to the red carpet and the audience and the on stage and, all of that stuff. And it's going to be different this time around.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to harp on it. I guess I'm going to go ahead and harp on it. So
go ahead.
All the money you're not spending on the red carpet and, all that stuff and cameras and all that everywhere, buy everyone that's going to be, nominated a USB microphone.
Uh-huh.
And send it to them.
Yep.
So they sound all right.
Right. So all these celebrities would always get those gift bags when they walk in, right? Well,
yeah. Screw the gift bag. Give them a mic.
Give them a mic. Exactly. I've heard of them getting things like iPhones in those gift bags and stuff. A mic that'll make them sound good would be way cheaper. For sure.
Dude, the TikTok videos have better sound quality than... Just saying.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not that hard.
It's not. And there's a part of me that has to believe that this is a little on purpose sometimes, Let's make sure everyone's still aware that we are doing this remotely. So, I don't know.
There's definitely some theater to it.
Yeah, for sure.
See, we're not in the studio. When you're not in the studio, it sounds like crap.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'm in my office.
You were mentioning awards or something?
Yeah. Yes, there are awards. They do give awards at the Emmys.
Right.
And man, The Mandalorian. I mean, it's not shocking. I think the number of nominations is kind of shocking.
Yeah.
But it's not at the same time, because it's Star Wars. They get nominated for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, Star Wars gets nominated a lot.
Yeah.
Doesn't win very
Emphasize
much.
nominated. They really like to get nominated.
Exactly. Although these are Emmys and not Oscars, so
Yeah.
different ball game here.
Yeah. I mean, even with the Emmys though, they get nominated a lot. Don't win a ton. They win more than they do at the Oscars, but
Right.
yeah. But Star Wars has a few bad things going for it with that, right? You got, George Lucas, The Outsider.
Yes.
You got the whole stigma that goes along with sci-fi, fantasy, and like comic book stuff.
Yeah. There is that.
They all get that same kind of shunning
Yes.
from the hoity-toity of the.
And, who was it recently? Just had something to say about that. The comic book franchise movies are, it's not real cinema kind of thing. So, who was that?
Oh, it's probably Quentin Tarantino.
No, I think it was. Oh man, it was somebody like a Pacino or somebody or I'm not sure exactly. I can't say that it was him, but it was.
Was it Scorsese?
Maybe it was Scorsese. Yes, I'm thinking it was. So, I'm thinking you're right. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking you're right. So, there you have it. It's exactly what you just said.
He's made 18 of the same mob movie.
Exactly.
I like him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
The guy can make a mob movie. But anyway, so the nominations.
Yes.
We'll go ahead and read over the full list. Give our thoughts along the way.
Okay.
Okay, so Outstanding Drama Series. That's a big one.
Yeah. Duh. Yep.
That's a big one. If they could win that one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Woo.
And just from the buzz about the Mandalorian, that's like for me, it's a big well, duh. Yes, excellent show.
Yeah, and that's up against some heavy hitters, right? In that category.
Yeah. That's the category with all the others here.
Yes.
So they're up against Stranger Things, Better Call Saul, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, Killing Eve, Ozark, and Succession. It's going to be some tough competition.
Yeah.
But
just a little.
But I think they could pull it off. I mean, I think they have pulled it off. So, one thing that struck me about that whole list, though, was I don't believe that any of those shows are major network shows. Like, I think these are all either streaming or like
premium cable.
Premium cable, yeah, like an AMC or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So interesting. I mean, we've been saying this for a while, right? That this is, and it's clear this is where TV's going. But it's just amazing that this is where the most the highest quality TV is coming from now. I gotta say that I never would have thought so, because the major television networks have always been like the distribution channels for all the best stuff, and it's just not the case anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the model, right? Like, okay, yeah, there's a subscription, but I mean, where are they making the money to be able to afford bringing on all these shows?
Right.
It just don't feel like, yeah, okay, sure, a lot of people sign up, but doesn't seem like $7 a month should be able to carry all these shows that they're bringing on.
Exactly.
So it's really nuts to consider that.
Yes.
But it's working. It's working really well.
Yeah, it seems to be.
I mean, I guess we'll find out in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right.
If the if the bottom completely falls out of it.
It could happen. You never know. But
Like, yeah, we've been undercutting too long.
well, hopefully not. Hopefully we get to see some good quality streaming television for years to come.
Right. So yeah, I'd love to see it win that category.
Agreed.
That would be fantastic. I think that is the probably longest stretch for all of these. The long shot.
Right.
I think that's the toughest category.
Yeah, probably so.
There, I found the words. The words are hard.
Yes.
All right, so let's keep going through these. So, outstanding character voiceover performance. So that's nominations is for Taika Waititi as IG-11.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Outstanding guest actor in a drama series for Giancarlo Esposito. We'll talk about him later.
Oh, yeah. I gotta say they're like spot on with that one, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one. That's a good nomination.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a strong one right there. So outstanding production design for a narrative program, half hour. Outstanding cinematography for a single camera series, half hour.
Wow.
Outstanding fantasy / sci-fi costumes.
Okay.
Duh, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Outstanding single camera picture editing for a drama series.
Wow.
Outstanding prosthetic makeup for a series, limited series, movie, or special. Outstanding music composition for a series, original dramatic score. Ding, 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 winner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if history holds true, this is going to be one of those categories where, you know, they walk away with the statue, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah. A couple other strong ones coming up. So outstanding sound editing for a comedy or drama series, half hour and animation.
Ah, yes.
So sound editing. And of course, next up is outstanding sound mixing for a comedy or drama series, half hour and animation.
Yeah. Go figure there, huh?
Yep. Sound. I mean, they're the best in the business out there. So.
They are.
Outstanding special visual effects. I think with all the talk we've had about the volume and different things, this is a very strong category.
Yeah, I think they're almost a shoe-in for that one because of that. Again, we have Star Wars innovating where others are following. So,
and then outstanding stunt coordination for a drama series, limited series, or movie.
Wow, cool.
So I hope they play like in the the rundown that they do. Yeah. I hope they play that scene with the Mandalorian and Cara Dune and then Baby Yoda sipping the soup.
Yes.
I mean,
because that is exactly the scene. That's it right there. Because
that is the stunt coordination of all stunt coordination right there.
Right. What I was going to mention as far as stunt coordination is, Gina Carano just doing it all herself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, she's got an athletic background and everything, but they still normally don't let you do all that stuff that she did on her own. So very cool.
Yeah, it's and I don't want to offend anybody here, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's not like her athletic background is like soccer.
Oh, right. Sorry, soccer players.
I do apologize, but I mean, I've seen how y'all fall over, and
come on.
She's an MMA fighter.
Yes.
That's what I'm going with.
Right. Yes. Yes. She basically went into the ring inviting people to punch her in the face. Yes.
Right.
And punch back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think there's strong contenders in a lot of these categories. I think I say that every time. And we're disappointed a lot.
Yeah,
but,
a lot.
But I think this show has got something different going for it than a lot of other shows. You know, this show was literally the flagship for launching a new streaming service.
Yes. Yeah, because at launch, they had all the classic stuff, you know, all the back catalog that you wanted from Disney, and this.
Yep.
and the streaming service took off. It was like straight to the top of the bullet, as they used to say.
Right, and it didn't take long after this series debuted that it took off even more.
Exactly.
So once word started to spread,
oh yeah,
Disney Plus took off even more than it already had, which was, it had a crazy amount of, you know, pre-subs, you know?
Yep.
So yeah, I think that will probably play into the voting a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it might.
It not only kicked off a series this season of The Mandalorian, but it kicked off an entire streaming service.
Yeah, for sure.
Very, very successfully.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, we get to see a lot of, you know, Lucasfilm folks accepting awards when the show rolls around. That'll be nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, we were talking, man, I don't know if it was a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, or what. I know we talked about this recently, though.
We talk about a lot of stuff.
I know. Really jump around here. We got focus issues.
Yes.
But we talked about cameos.
Oh, yeah.
Cameos in Star Wars. And it really took off with, you know, JJ, I got to get my friends in it, Abrams.
Yes.
But it seems like all the time now we're like, so-and-so revealed their cameo in The Rise of Skywalker. So-and-so revealed their cameo in this. It's like, okay, what'd he do?
Right.
And then you read this like, oh, it was my lifelong goal to be a stormtrooper. What?
Exactly. This wasn't one of those ones that was like, oh, hey, what's his name? James Bond guy. You know,
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, he's here working on some other stuff or something. So he walks over and, you know, here, let's suit you up. And no, wasn't something like that.
Yeah, we're in the next room, you know, shooting James Bond.
Right.
You know, another big thing.
Yeah.
Might have heard of it.
Yeah.
Hey, can I be in this?
It's gotten to be like, well, you know, I was visiting JJ on set. What do you mean you're visiting? Dude's working on a movie. Let him work. You know what I mean? There's so much visiting on set going on. It's like, you guys could probably make these things a lot faster if there wasn't all that going on. That's the way I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, we could take up the rest of the show just going down the list of everybody that visited J.J. Abrams on set. I said,
Right.
Man, I saw what he's working on. It's really great.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Smith talking to you.
And he was there like a few times.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, okay, so what we're talking about is I fired up the, you know, Star Wars feed today, and of course it's like Carl Urban revealed he had a cameo in The Rise of Skywalker, and I'm like, yes, so did everyone else.
Yes.
I mean, that's why it jumps around so much. It was just the scenes of JJ's friends
Right.
that he put together.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got all this footage. Now let's make it into something.
All all right, yep, took care of my friends. Now let's write a Star Wars movie, people. Come on.
Exactly. Oh, that's horrible.
But yeah, he played the First Order Stormtrooper who says, Knights of Ren.
Right. Yeah. A little bit of commentary from a Stormtrooper because we didn't know who they were. I don't think so. That was one of those things. When I saw that, I just thought, wow, that line right there seems a little out of place to me. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been better if he just said Knights of Ren. We don't need their scum.
That would have like almost redeemed it for me. Really? I mean, yeah. Yes. I would have much more enjoyed that.
It better not.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he was obviously all about nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he wanted to work with the same people that he's always worked with.
That's right.
You know, and you know what? This one also made me a little mad because, like, I blame everybody that was involved in Doom for Doom, and Carl Urban's in there.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
So like no one's off the hook.
Gotcha. No, I gotta say I quite enjoyed that movie, but you know.
I mean, so Doom as a movie, like if you just say, okay, yeah, I went to see a movie.
Sure.
Yeah, sure, it was okay.
Right.
As Doom, it sucked.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yes. Yes.
I mean, I got a round of applause in the theater because I'm like, we got to the end of the film. I'm like, what the hell was that? Oh wait, hell wasn't a factor at all.
Nice. I like that. Well, hey, you know.
I mean, they did a real good job of combining Doom and Resident Evil and making a film.
Right on.
I will give them credit, though. That first-person scene was really cool.
Yes.
So, that's about it.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know JJ likes working with a lot of the same people that he's worked with over the years. You know, that's clearly abundant throughout all of this, and it's fine, I guess, you know, but you know, it is Star Wars. I guess just remember it's Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to want to work with same people. It's comfortable to know what you're working with, right?
Yes.
You have experience with people, you enter a certain comfort zone, but you're not. It's not like he's bringing in stars that were stars in his other films because he's comfortable. He's bringing in his friends just to give him a stormtrooper scene.
Right.
Which, cool, but do we really have to make a big deal out of everyone?
No. Nope. We don't.
I mean, I have a lot of fun with cameos. I really do. When Mark Hamill shows up and does a cameo, I think it's really cool.
That's a different story. I mean,
but
Mark Hamill.
I gotta say, like, JJ's kind of watering down the cameo thing.
Yeah. For sure.
So, all right. So one more quick thing, just so the Star Wars show this week.
Yep.
It's real quick. There's not a ton here, but I would go check it out if you haven't seen it. Anthony had the chance to sit down with Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, okay.
And play it. So he gave a little bit of insight into, you know, what was going on there, and you got some new looks at it, you know, gameplay wise.
Cool.
Not just, you know, in a trailer sense.
Right.
Little more, and I emphasize little more detailed looks.
Okay.
at the actual gameplay. I thought it was really neat looking. Kind of looked a little more arcadey to me than it did in the past. I think Anthony even brings that up.
Okay.
That it was kind of arcadey. I like that.
I was going to say
it still looks great.
It doesn't seem like a bad thing to me.
Yeah, it still looks great, but it had kind of a arcade game kind of feel, which I think is neat. Like,
right.
You know, so yeah, head on over there, check that out. I highly recommend it. It's quick. It's not a ton, but it's something for a game that comes out in what, under 3 months now?
Nice.
Yeah, 2 months and a few days.
I got to say, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this game so far. This looks like a game I could get into. I'm probably not going to be much of the 5v5 type player. You know, again, I'm a campaign type player, but it looks really fun to me. So,
oh, come on, Doug. You need to get on there and play some 5v5 with me.
No.
Come on.
Can't do it, man.
You can do it. Can't do it or won't do it.
Either.
He's like, pick. I don't care.
But it looks really good. I will say that for sure.
It looks really good. It looks really good. Looks like a lot of fun. You know, he did reveal a little about, we talked about the 5v5 thing, the fleet battle thing.
Yeah.
And he did say that it does fill the rest of the fleet with AI. So it's not going to be like 5v5 with just capital ships.
Oh.
It's 5v5 with a bunch of AI and some capital ships.
Nice.
So you're going to be in a real battle. I mean, we assume that was the case.
So this is going to actually be far more chaotic than
yes,
I was originally thinking. Wow, cool. That's actually awesome because, you know, I really hesitate to use this, but you know, give a more. I really don't want to say it. Realistic.
You said it.
I know, but it's going to make for better gameplay.
Sci-fi thriller.
Exactly. Exactly. But you know what I mean, right? It's going to be far more chaotic, more you know, more of a mess up in the air. Kind of cool.
Yeah. It's far more realistic. What are we, Trekkies now?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, man. I told you I didn't want to say it, but I couldn't think of another word at the moment.
And I won't say no offense. I'll say some offense. Not all the offense to Trekkies. Just some.
Right.
Still love you guys because I love arguing with you guys.
Sure, absolutely.
It's great. It's one of those relations. I'm sure Trekkies feel the same way.
Exactly.
So yeah, but yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on this. I cannot wait. October won't get here soon enough. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Have something to add to the conversation? Or you just want to let us know how we're doing? Email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. That's the best place to get in on the action. But if social media is a little more to your liking, @TheWarsAndMore on Twitter is always a good place to interact with us. And we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/TheWarsAndMore. And of course, your portal to this and everything else, The Wars and More, is thewarsandmore.com. All right, Solo. We keep talking about Solo.
Yes, yes. Keeps bubbling back up to the top, doesn't it?
It's crazy. It's, you know, for a film that is like viewed by so many in the critical realm,
yeah,
as a failure, it sure's got a lot of talk going around about a sequel or a Disney Plus series to make up for the missing sequel.
Which is kind of like where things are going, isn't it? I mean, the way things are looking anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the fact that we are talking about this for like the fourth or fifth straight week.
Yeah.
I'd say something is happening.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
But while something's happening, Ron Howard might not be involved.
Yes. Okay. So, Ron Howard was on the Andy Cohen radio show, and I forget exactly the main thing that he was talking about, but this is the important stuff. So, Andy Cohen asked him about the rumors that there could be a Solo sequel, and so Ron had this to say in response.
Well, there's no sequel planned now, and it's amazing to be a part of a Star Wars movie that seems to suddenly be a kind of an underground hit, but not what you'd expect. But that's been an odd, strange journey for that movie.
And you alluded to it, but that's exactly what Solo's kind of become. It's as it we all know how the box office numbers went, not so good. But as everyone's gotten Disney Plus, and it's like, oh, I guess I'll check out this Solo thing now. It's kind of got this little heavier of a following now.
Yeah, it's becoming a cult classic.
Right. But what Ron did say at the beginning there was no plans for a sequel as of yet. So I think that puts kind of like a little exclamation point on there, being a Solo sequel film, to put it in quotes.
Does it though?
Well, for a film, I'm thinking, like if you're thinking theatrical release, thinking that might not happen.
I mean, this guy's in Hollywood though, and I mean, they just don't tell the truth.
There is that aspect of it. Well, okay. In contrast to that, okay, he was asked also about the rumors that we've heard about a Willow sequel. So here's what he had to say about that.
Those I was in a 2-hour story meeting last night.
Good.
So the writer John Kasdan is leading the charge. They have a great group of writers, and it's in very active development. And the scripts are going great. So they have to get through the season and budget and so forth. There's no green light there yet, but I'm very optimistic.
So the way it sounds to me is I got a feeling this is going to be a Disney Plus series. The way it sounds, because he's talking scripts plural, and to me it just seems like it's Disney is positioning themselves to kind of be at the forefront of this, releasing majorly anticipated stories in that venue. So I don't know what you think, Joe.
So I'm going to put on my Star Wars conspiracy hat.
Oh, I like it. That hat looks good on you.
Yeah. Hey, it'd be a great misdirection? Let's tell them we're working on Willow.
Right.
Because you know who else Ron Howard worked with on Solo? John Kasdan.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing. It's either, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt here. He enjoyed working with John Kasdan so much on Solo that he thought, well, let's work with John on Willow. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's probably what actually happened. But I just had to put on the hat for a minute.
No, it kind of makes sense. When you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh yeah, I was in story meetings last night.
Yeah.
He never says like, yeah, oh yeah, on that.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know. I was just thinking.
I love Willow. It was great. I loved Willow. I was in some story meetings last night. We talked about like 3 different scripts, 1 for Willow, 2 for Solo.
Right. That is funny. He did say scripts plural, like I said. That's funny. So if we get a Willow sequel, I'm just wondering, is Warwick Davis going to be the Mark Hamill of Willow? I mean,
he's got to be in it.
Of course.
He's either in it or we riot.
Yes. Yes, for sure.
But yeah, that's cool. I've never actually seen Willow, so.
Nor have I. I've been meaning to get to it eventually here, but
yeah, it's on the docket.
Yes.
But we all know how fast I get to stuff, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Me too.
Video games on it. But films, I'm not so good at. Star Wars, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that Willow was very loved by its following. So yeah, it makes sense to do a sequel, and Ron Howard and John Kasdan.
Right.
Who wouldn't want that, right?
Exactly. Especially since everyone's finding out, that Solo was a pretty good movie, even though you didn't go see it in the theaters. It's pretty good. So,
in the summer,
hey, shut up.
To be seen.
Oh God.
What?
Nothing.
I didn't say it.
I know.
I'm just saying it was meant to be seen in the summer. I've heard.
It was. Well, it came out in May, so,
Close enough.
Yeah.
Ran through the summer. All right. Well, of course, we're talking Solo, and we've talked about Lando series. We've talked about a Solo series. Why not keep adding to the mix, right?
Right.
Why not have a Crimson Dawn series?
I love it.
I actually like that a lot.
Bring in Scorsese.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a mob movie, right? Essentially, Crimson Dawn is a.
It's just Casino in space.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. I love it.
Well, I do like the idea of a Crimson Dawn series.
I do too. But, so these, like I said, Solo's been boiling to the top, and in the same pot, simmering with Solo. You've mentioned we have the talk of the Lando series. We've had talk of Crimson Dawn, and it's looking like Solo's boiling back to the top of the rumor mill again. We have this article from Star Wars Unity. It says the rumor states that the initial plan was to continue the story in the form of a series that focused on crime syndicates such as Crimson Dawn and Black Sun. However, it appears that those plans have been scrapped by Lucasfilm in favor of a straight continuation of the 2018 standalone film with returning main cast members Alden Ehrenreich, Emilia Clarke, Jonas Sotomo, and Donald Glover. So it's hard to say, all of these rumors, they tie into each other, right? Solo, Lando, Crimson Dawn, and it's I don't know. Do you have this overarching show that encompasses all of that in Solo? And then maybe you spin off a Lando series and you spin off a Crimson Dawn series, or have a Crimson Dawn prequel series, which was what I understood that to be, which God only knows, I don't know. It's
I'm not sure. I mean, we talked about, it was last week or the week before. We talked about how I felt about the idea of crossover series, right? Several series that overlap.
Yes.
And how much I love that idea.
Right.
Because of what they've done in the Arrowverse.
Yes.
The Arrowverse, I think those series really hit high notes when they do crossovers.
Yep.
So I'd like to see something like that with Star Wars, obviously.
This intertwined group of rumors here that we're talking about and have been really lends itself to that sort of thing, actually. I mean, because you could have these stories like go off on their own little arcs and then intersect with one another, throughout the seasons and stuff. So that could really work out, with what you were talking about.
I mean, I do think Paul Bettany would be the hardest buy in that,
Well, it all depends if it takes place before Solo or after.
Right, but I'm just saying, I think he's the hardest one to get. Like, in that group of characters that you need to, actors that you need to bring back.
Well, if it takes place after, you don't need to bring him back.
Yeah, if it's after, yeah, he's dead.
Right. So,
spoiler alert.
But that really, the Crimson Dawn rumor would be the only one that would lend itself to having to call him back, asking him to come back, whatever. And and you're right, I could see him being more difficult to land. But
and I don't know why I say that. Like, it just something feels that way to me.
Well, I would think about it like this: WandaVision. I mean, he's already doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, not that that's taking up all of his time either, but
right.
I mean, we know Jonas is like gonna always be ready to play Chewbacca.
Yeah, I mean, they could tell that guy they need Chewbacca for a commercial, and he's going to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he loves it so much.
He likes it a lot.
Yeah. And Alden,
I love.
If all the rumors were true when Solo came out, Alden signed for multiple films.
So he's stuck.
Yeah. So.
Unless he's like, nah, bullshit. I said films.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, I believe we've seen some stuff from Alden that pretty much said that he'd be willing to come back to the character if it was right.
Yes, that's
so
pretty much verbatim.
He didn't say like, oh, if it was a big budget, plan to be blockbuster film. He said, no, if it was right, if it made sense.
If the story was right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I take him as, if what they wrote for his character connected with him, he's in. So, and I would assume would be the same for Donald Glover and Emilia Clarke.
Right.
If they write something that connects with them, I could see them coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it was probably just Paul Bettany. Like, he's got a lot going on. Like,
I gotta say, thinking about this more, of all the Star Wars that we've gotten, I'm thinking films, Solo feels like it's the most adaptable to episodic television of any Star Wars.
Well, the movie it felt like an episodic movie series.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think it was made that way intentionally. But even, so were the original trilogy, right? And the prequels, right?
But even though you say that, like, it almost kind of felt like a couple TV episodes
put together,
kind of melded together.
That's what I'm getting at. Absolutely.
Like they did with the Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff, where you have the 2-part like opening blast, right? Like,
yep.
That's kind of what Solo felt like.
Yes.
It felt like an opening blast for a series.
Yeah.
Wow, it really did. That really did have 2 separate halves, right?
Right. The more I'm thinking about it that way, I think this rumor might have some legs. I mean, it at least has all the ingredients to be legitimate. Whether or not it's really happening or not, I don't know. But I think all the ingredients are there to make it happen. If
I think a lot of that even, comes from just the characters that they have involved.
Yeah.
Lando and Han.
Oh yeah.
Those 2 characters just scream episodic. Like you want to see their exploits, right?
Well, absolutely.
They have this air of they've done so much.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We meet Lando in episode 5, and you instantly get the impression that these guys have been through some stuff together.
Right.
And with Solo, we only got to see a little bit of stuff, like one little adventure. Yeah, okay, one big adventure, the Kessel Run, right? But you get the impression there's been more. That these guys have kind of gone through,
But not only like more that they've gone through, but like exploits that you could fit into half-hour to 1-hour, episodic TV blocks.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like you don't get that out of a Luke Skywalker or a Rey or, Finn or those kinds of characters, right? You don't feel like you could get episodic TV out of them.
Correct.
You feel like their stories are long, drawn out, like
epic,
operatic, right?
Yeah,
like, something you would see in a Broadway show, right? Like 2 acts. You gotta really flesh this thing out.
Yep.
But Han and Lando, man, it's like a Starsky and Hutch, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also they have so much potential to do their own thing and make great episodes. So you can have Lando focused episodes, Han focused episodes, just them doing what they do.
Yep.
Going around making different scams,
yeah. Han's dumping his cargo at the first sight of an Imperial cruiser, and Lando's smuggling puffer pigs. Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna say it. I was gonna interrupt, but I was like, I had this feeling like you're gonna say it. You're gonna say puffer pigs.
Heck yeah. But it could totally work. I
think a lot of what we have that's nudging us in this direction of feeling this way is what we've seen of Lando in Rebels.
Yes.
I think that is very much the catalyst for like, oh yeah, this could be good for these 2 characters trading off, meeting up and doing things together. They could do this episodic stuff. Like it's just gonna work.
Yeah. So let me just throw this at you and see if it sticks. For The Mandalorian, we have Jon Favreau, showrunner. Yes?
Yes.
For the Solo series, Lando series, Crimson Dawn series, we have showrunner Ron Howard.
I dig it.
Do you think it works? Do you think he'd go for it?
No.
Okay, so I threw it out there, and it's laying on the floor.
I mean, I like it. I like it a lot.
Sure, yeah. I'm just here's why I say it like that, because if it were 3 different series like that, I mean, it's yes, it's more commitment, but it's a bigger piece of the pie, I guess. Maybe maybe some enough to entice someone like Ron Howard. I don't know. At least here's a hoping. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I mean, Jon Favreau has kind of flipped what it means to be involved with a TV series.
Yes.
And I wouldn't even say it starts with him, but as far as being a showrunner, running a show, bringing in all kinds of different directors to do stuff. I mean, we've seen a plethora of talent.
Yes.
Out of The Mandalorian already.
Absolutely.
And that's just going to get expanded upon.
I couldn't agree more.
So, yeah, maybe he could have maybe that would entice him. It's hands-on for sure, but it's more hands-off than actually just stepping in and doing the show.
Let me throw this out there. All 3 of those series, executive showrunner Ron Howard, showrunner Bryce Dallas Howard. I mean,
not opposed.
Okay. I mean, I
but I don't think they'd do it.
No. Okay, fine.
I mean, how much have they done together?
I don't know, but
I feel like it's pretty close to 0.
Bryce Dallas Howard has talked about, dinners at her house where George Lucas has come over and had dinner with them, and they're talking about Star Wars and things like that. She's been there behind the scenes with the maker and her father, and they're talking shop. You can't help but absorb that.
Oh yeah, I'm not disputing Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, I know, but what I'm getting at is that with a little bit of maybe a little bit of oversight from Ron Howard, she could, not that she needs it, but maybe it would help. I don't know. Only because he worked on Solo in the first place, right? I don't know. Maybe that could be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, my only hang up there is I don't think they've really done anything together.
Okay, but I mean,
Star Wars would be a great place to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Why couldn't they do something together?
I didn't say they couldn't. I just didn't know if that was a thing of theirs that they just didn't,
Oh, wow. It's possible.
They've both got their own careers. They're not trying to upstage and I say that just not that they would, but they're just not trying to do that. They're trying not, she doesn't need to piggyback off of him.
Right.
And probably wouldn't want the illusion of that.
It's a possibility.
And I could be wrong. They might have done stuff together in the past, but I don't think they have.
I'm just thinking, You know, maybe they could have like similar mindsets and you know, knowing each other as well as they do, they could, you know, have a similar vision.
Oh yeah, and nobody argues like family, so the final product would probably be fantastic.
Exactly. But who knows? It's all rumor at this point.
Speaking of rumors, I didn't want to bring this up.
Yes.
I didn't want to bring this up, and I'm gonna save the details for if you want to go out and find out what the details are. That's on you. Yep. I don't want to discuss the details. It's not
appropriate for the show.
Appropriate for the show. It's just not good topic, right?
Yeah.
You know, but we'll talk about some of the implications of it.
Okay.
And the rumor is that Disney is looking to replace Ray Park as Darth Maul because of things that have gone on recently. So if you need a little more details, the farthest I'll go, Ray Park had an incident on his Instagram account. Some inappropriate content was shared. It was quickly removed. There's been all kinds of, you know, discussion about why this showed up on his account, whether he was hacked or it was a mistake, whatever. The repercussions of it are that Ray Park may no longer play Darth Maul. And I want to discuss that a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Doug?
Well, if we're talking live action Darth Maul and Ray Park is not playing Darth Maul, I would have a hard time reconciling that.
I'd rather not have Darth Maul.
Exactly. I almost just said, then it's time to put Darth Maul to bed, like for good. Because, yeah. That's kind of how I feel about it because, I mean, Ray Park is Darth Maul in live action, you know, on screen. And Sam Witwer might be the voice, but
they've already merged those camps, so
right. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, but visually, it's Ray Park.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm in the camp. I'd rather just not see Darth Maul anymore.
Right.
I mean, for one, you're not going to sell it to me. Not just look. I mean, there's very few people in cinema that move that way.
Exactly.
That do things that way. Whose stature is and stance and presence is that way.
Yes.
I don't think you're going to replace him and pull it off. If the right decision is to move away from Ray Park, which I hope the decision they make is, you know, the right decision and not just because, you know, we don't want to be associated with something because, yeah, we're a family company, blah, 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 blah. Look, mistakes happen.
Right.
And not only mistakes, but bad things happen to people.
Yep.
And if he didn't actually do anything wrong, then he shouldn't lose his job.
Agreed.
You know, you need to get all the facts.
Yep.
You don't need to rely on the rumors and the hearsay and the, forgive my French, the bullshit of social media.
Right.
In order to decide whether he gets to be Darth Maul anymore. You know, it's got to be for the right reasons. And, yeah. Recasting, that's a tall order.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that it could be done effectively. I gotta say, anything short of somebody almost committing a crime, okay, and being convicted of it, and you know, is serving time and can no longer play that role kind of thing. I'm almost of the mind that you should retain them if what you do professionally, if it's good, then it's good. Anything outside of your profession, I have a hard time maintaining that something that happens that you made happen or happened to you or was taken the wrong way or whatever, anything like that should affect your professional life. Make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, and what you do professionally, if you're good at your profession, I you know, I feel like there needs to be a little separation in there. You know, I don't know. I just have a hard time with reconciling, you know, holding people accountable for every little thing that that they've done or, you know, I don't know. It's a character on a show or a movie.
I've witnessed firsthand the awesomeness of Ray Park, right?
Yes.
I don't know how else to put this, but like this is a guy who, when you go to a convention, you go to a Star Wars event and he's there, this is a guy who goes out of his way for the fan.
Right.
You know, he always goes the extra mile. So I believe he deserves at least his chance to explain.
Right.
You know, we're getting too quick to cancel for anything whatsoever. And I just don't like that. I mean, if it comes out that, you know, he did something absolutely wrong, you know,
yep,
then so be it. He made his bed.
Right.
But everything I'm seeing so far is not pointing that direction. And I just, I'd hate to see him gone over all this. And it's what it is. You know, everybody can make up their own mind what they think.
Exactly. We're not here to steer opinion. That's for sure.
You know, but we're just going off of what we see, what we think as far as the character itself. I mean, this is a character that, yeah, I mean, aside from, you know, the future of this character being, you know, holograms and Sam Witwer's voice, there's nothing left for this character without Ray Park.
Right. Agreed.
It's just not. It's just, I mean, and I will say, like, if he's in the wrong, then so be it. But that should be the fate of the character along with him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're going to put anybody else in that role and actually pull it off. No. I don't think it's going to happen.
The character should share his fate in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good thing we got this guy to lighten things up.
I was just going to say, man, Joe, what a downer.
Hey, we're not going out like that.
Right.
We are not going out like that. And what's up next? This guy is really making a run at our show, right? Like, he's really trying to take over Mark Hamill's spot on our show.
Right.
Because we love talking about the goofiness of Mark Hamill, right? And the willingness to say whatever of Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Actually, I think we just like people who just say whatever, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, of course, we're talking about Giancarlo Esposito.
Of course.
I love this guy.
He has been on a tear lately.
He is awesome. I really like this guy. And I don't know how I'm going to feel if, like, when we get through all this, if we find out, like, he's just been screwing with us.
Oh, man.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I probably still love the guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well played, sir. That's
touche.
Yes.
But he is back talking about season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Again, yes.
Again, I mean, if he keeps going, we're going to know the plot before we even get the show.
I know. But
allegedly.
He did have interesting things to say. He was talking with Deadline, and he says, "You'll see more of the Darksaber. You'll get the explanation of this ancient weapon to the modern world, a collapsed world," Esposito said today. "Where did this saber come from, and how was it revived?" Interesting word there, revived. "It's a key in our second season, which will be back sooner than later." So it's a key to the second season, which I think we all knew that. He's been talking about using it a lot and breaking them and alluding to his character having force ability.
Let's be real. You don't finish a season with a guy standing on top of a wrecked TIE fighter holding the Darksaber if you're not going to talk about it.
Right, exactly.
So we knew that.
Yes, for sure. Interesting things in here, though. He talks about a collapsed world.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he's talking about Mandalore?
Yep.
Yeah, me too. I got a feeling that's one of our big clues in here.
And we've seen a lot of rumors lately talking about characters that are going to make an appearance in season 2.
Right.
And a lot of these characters have very strong ties to Mandalore.
Yes. So that would that would gel. that would make a lot of sense. And talking about how the Darksaber was revived. That's interesting to me. Because it implies that it had to be revived, right? Like maybe it didn't work somehow. I don't know.
Someone lost it, right? Something. But last we saw, Bo-Katan had it, right? In the timeline. And now all of a sudden Moff Gideon's got it. So we'll have to see how that happens. Goes on. The saber is a key to Moff Gideon's past, which possibly has a lot to do with where he comes from and his desire to build a planet and bring it back together. What are you doing, man?
Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Was this whole Mandalore thing not to be spoken of? I mean, yeah. He's almost just coming out and saying it there, isn't he? The Darksaber is a key to Moff Gideon's past. Is it Moff Gideon Vizsla? You know what I'm saying? Is he a descendant of Tar Vizsla? This could be interesting.
Yeah. This is a very small statement with a lot of possible implications.
Yes, exactly.
Is it his past because he had something to do with the fall of Mandalore?
Right.
Is it his past because he's a Mandalorian? Like, from Mandalore?
Right. See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's one of these Mandalorians who joined the Empire.
And there's a lot of precedence for this.
Yes, there is. Rebels, yes. But maybe he's actually going to try and use the resources he has left from the Empire after its fall to quote unquote build a planet and bring it back together under his rule, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's still a bad guy, but he's not the bad guy we thought he was.
Exactly.
Like, he's not the Empire bad guy.
Right.
He's the Death Watch bad guy.
Yeah, there we go. So, there is one other statement in here, and I think this is just the cherry on top. Esposito teases, what we don't know is how extra special he is yet, in reference to his character. So, yeah. I mean, he's talked about his character having Force abilities, but we don't understand how extra special he is.
Yeah, we're going to have to update his name. Moff Gideon, Clan Vizsla.
Right. I anticipate hearing those words put together just the way you said them in the show. It could happen.
If this is his vision where he's going to come out on top and things like that. So coming from the Vizsla clan means that he would have ties to like a Sabine Wren.
Right.
Oh man.
I'm thinking we're in for some heavy duty storytelling stuff in season 2 here. This is the stuff that gets me really excited about Star Wars. And I think I got a feeling this guy's going to get a phone call if he hasn't already. Like, hey, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. I'm sure he's had a couple of those calls and he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's just short of now like, hey, you want to know what Dave doesn't want me to say?
Yeah. Right.
So, but I'll tell you this. I mean, I think we're like, oh wow, we saw the Rise of Skywalker. We see that end scene there, and we're like, wow, they bridged everything, right? They bridged animation, they bridged the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the sequel trilogy.
Right.
They connected all these things with that one scene.
Yeah.
We're about to see Mandalorian bridge animation in a way we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too.
This is going to be a little bit more than some Force ghost speaking to you or the ghost showing up. This is going to be dialogue heavy, action heavy, bridging of animation and live action Star Wars.
Right.
That is exciting.
It is very exciting. And I think this is going to actually, season 2 of The Mandalorian could very well, and it's been talked about already, but it could very well be the launching pad for even more Star Wars series, branching out into other characters. And, whether it be Ahsoka, Sabine, things like that, I am excited for this.
This statement right here takes all that stuff we talked about in the past about, bridging those gaps and crossing characters over into live action. This adds a lot of validity to all that.
Oh yeah.
Like, he don't know he's doing this, I don't think.
He might not.
I think he's just a talker, right?
Yeah,
It's
very possible. He might not understand how intuitive Star Wars fans are to the little droplets of hints he's leaving out there for us.
I think he understands. I shouldn't have said it the way I did. I think he understands, but he understands after.
Right.
Because he's just a comfortable talker.
Yeah.
Like, he gets out there and he's just having fun and he's having a good time and he says stuff. And he gets off there and he's like, damn.
Yeah, exactly. Once all the feedback starts coming back in, it's like, oops.
Like, I'm going to shut my phone off.
Right. No more interviews for me. Yeah. Well, let's hope he doesn't do that, because we love talking about what he has to say. That's for sure.
I love this guy. I mean, just love this guy. I love it's the way he does it. It's the way he presents this stuff and the way he talks. It's very relaxed. It's very personable. It's very humorous. You can tell he's having fun doing this. Yep. And he gives us nuggets.
Yes.
So, yeah. Whatever you do, Lucasfilm, Disney, don't shut this guy up.
Exactly.
We love him too much.
Unless he starts, dropping plot.
Yeah, unless he just comes out and says it.
Yeah.
If he does that, then we're not going to like this guy anymore.
Exactly.
We like this stuff.
Yes.
Teasing us.
This kind of stuff is
making us think.
That's the key, right? So Star Wars has always done. We think about it. We anticipate what's coming. We debate, this and that, yeah. This is exactly the kind of stuff that we all love about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. And he's nailing it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, if you have anything to add to the conversation, you can always email us, show@thewarsandmore.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us. We're also on social media. We're at The Wars and More on Twitter, facebook.com/thewarsandmore. You can find all that and all the ways to find the show over at thewarsandmore.com. Any final thoughts this week, Doug?
No, I think that about covers it.
All right. We will talk next week.